Welcome back to the table.
She know she just like a drug. She come through and wake me up. She my little freak in the sky. Getting head while I'm gripping her thigh. She in my head, I don't need no why. She in the bed, we don't need more time. She keep it wet, I don't need no dry.
Okay, so this is gonna be a story time about how I got caught sneaking out. I can't say the first time sneaking out because it wasn't my first time, but it was the first time I ever been caught. So I was at home and my cousin was over here, right? And like it was a party. It was a party that was supposed to be that night. And we thought it was for like teenagers. The whole time the shit really was for grown folks. So what the fuck is they doing? Yeah, hold on. My bad, y'all. It was some people that done pulled up in front of my yard, and I thought that was awesome. But anyways, so later that night, I had asked my mama if I could go, and like she didn't say yes, but she didn't say no. But I knew I was supposed to go. So like around 9 something that night. Hey.
Is this for you? It's Mashika. Where? All set.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Damn, people keep interrupting me. So, like around 9:30 that night, me and my cousin had left and went to the store to go buy us the outfit for the party. And so we came back, we got dressed and all that stuff. My mama was asleep. And so we had left, and we didn't even go to the party, y'all. We didn't even go to the fucking party. So we had we rode up there. My other cousin had came and got us. We rode up that way, but we went to go see what was going on, and it wasn't up but grown folks there. So we left and we just went to his house. So whole time, well, it was this boy I was dating, and we was broken up because like, we had been on and off for weeks, and like we was broken up at the time. And so he ended up coming over there to smoke with my cousin, and I was like, because because you know I'm a toxic person, and so I was like, this nigga ain't finna leave about this house, so we not finna have no conversation. And so like, I kept blocking him in the house and stuff, and he ended up going home. And he was like, you want something to eat? He asked me if I wanted something to eat. I was like, yeah. So he had brought me some pizza. And I went outside with him. And like he had made me mad. So I was like, you know what? I don't want this pizza. And I threw it on the ground. So he got mad. He grabbed me and stuff. And so then like, right after that, my mama had texted me. And she was like, because my sister had snitched. Cause she was mad at me because I had took my money back. She stole my money and I found out and I took it back from her. And so she was already mad at me. And so when she found out that me and Javian left, she went in my mama's room. She was like, Mama, you know, tell me and Javian gone. So mama texted me. She was like, y'all got 5 minutes to get back to this house. And I was like, okay. So my brother was at his girlfriend's house. And so he ended up getting a taxi home. But like we didn't go within the time range. She said, so she was like, when y'all get here, y'all better put your phone in my room. My door would be open or unlock the one of them. And so he actually went home. And so he put his phone in there, and I never went home. Like she kept texting my, I can't even say, but she kept texting my phone, and like I was not replying. And so I ended up, I don't know what my man, don't come ask me. So I ended up going over the boy I was talking to house, and we was just talking and stuff, and I don't know. So we was just talking and stuff, and then what do you want?
Who you on
I'm
the
trying
phone
to
with?
vlog. I'm trying to make a story time.
Hey, vlog.
This the nigga right here that got us in trouble that night.
Man, I fucked on a couple bitches that night,
He was at his girlfriend's house. He lost my mom and was like he wasn't there. He was with his friend.
Nah, yes I was at my friend's house.
But anyways, I wasn't texting her back and she kept texting me. So we so like later no, I ended up staying the night over his house, and like it was like 2 something in the morning. And we was up there, we had made up whatever we was laid up and stuff. We didn't do nothing nasty because I was on my girl business and I didn't want to do nothing nasty anyways. So we ended up, we was just laid up, and like I had to use the bathroom because y'all, I wasn't supposed to be over his house because like his family, his grandma, his auntie, they had stopped liking me because me and him ended up getting into a little altercation, whatever. It was calling each other out each other's name and stuff. And like instead of keeping it to ourselves, we go back and tell our parents or whoever the adult is we was with. And so they had stopped liking me or whatever. And my mom stopped liking him too. So I don't give a fuck, bitch. Anyways, so yeah, and like I had to pee. And so I was like, I'm ready to go. Like I kept telling him, then try to come on, I'm ready to go. He'd get up and say, come on, then he'd be like, no. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like it was like to a point where I was about to just open the fucking window and get the fuck out of there. I was ready to go. And so, when I had to go pee, his auntie was in the living room and she was asleep. And like he already snuck me in. And so when I had to go pee, he had to rush me by her. I had to walk past her. I had to like brush and go in the bathroom. So after I got done using the bathroom, I looked out the door and while this lady was up, she cut the light on and everything. So I was like, oh my fucking gosh. So I cut the bathroom light off and I hid behind the door. And she came in there and cut the light on. She was like, you ain't gotta hide, I already know you here and all this and this stuff. So I went back up in his room, and then he was like, she see you? I was like, yeah. And so I'm thinking we about to leave. He was like, come on, cause she gonna beat my ass and all this nigga. And so I'm thinking we about to leave. This nigga then closed the door and locked it. And so we just ended up laying back down. I ended up going to sleep, right? And so at like, no, that was 4 something in the morning. And so like at 6 o'clock that morning, my mama, no, cause his granny had text. No, that was 2 something in the morning. And at 4 something in the morning, his granny had text my mama and was like, your daughter over here laid up with my grandson. And so, like at 6 something that morning, me and him was still asleep, and he my mama had came and she had knocked on the room door, and he got up and he opened the door. He said it was my mama, so he walked out the room and went in the bathroom with his scary weekends. So my mama came in there and she closed the door behind her and she started yelling and all this stuff. And I'm not gonna tell y'all everything that went down, but just know some stuff went down. And so then after that, we had got in the car, and I was like, I want to move my daddy and all this and that. And she was like, call your daddy and all this and that. And so she called my daddy and she told him what happened. He gonna say something. That's what you get. You need your A word, B, yada yada, this and that. Like, boy, shut up, cause nigga, you always on my side. Now you want to be on her side. But okay, whatever. And so then, when I got home, I was just crying and stuff, and I was crying, and I had got my birth control pills at the drawer, and I took them outside. I just threw them in the street because I'm like, you know what? That's why I'm not gonna take these pills, and I hope I get pregnant and all this and this stuff. Oh, but I was mad, y'all. And so then I just kept on crying and crying and crying, and so I was like, So I got my phone. And I tried to call the police on my mama, y'all. And that was on the phone. Like, they answered the phone, and my mama's sister-in-law was in the back, and she was like, Tavii, don't do that. Hang up the phone. You know what's going to happen to y'all if you tell these folks this and that and all this stuff. So I just stood and I just cried. And then I eventually hung up the phone. I didn't say nothing. And so I went back in the house, and I just cried and I cried and I cried. So I ended up, eventually I had stopped crying, and I haven't gotten in the shower and stuff, and then I had got my sister's phone, the one that snitched. She let me use her phone, and so I was on her phone, and I called the boy. I ain't gonna say his name. I called the boy, and like we was talking and all that, and then he told me that his auntie beat his ass, and I was like, oh, okay, well. And so we was just talking whole time. Next thing y'all know, I get to school the next day. No, cause like my mama usually took us to the bus stop, cause I was still going to school at Conway School at this time, and she usually take us to the bus stop. But I was so mad at her that I didn't want to get in the car with her, so I walked to the bus stop. And so when I got to school today, I was like, I had told Zari what happened, and I was like, and I had saw him sitting down somewhere eating, so I walked over there, and then he was like, you didn't get my text. And I was like, what text? He was like, never mind. And so he was just acting real weird and funny. So I was like, okay. So I left him up over there. And my cousin, me and him had the boy that I was over his house, his brother, me and him had a class together for that first period. And so I ended up finding out that he had my sister's phone, because he had gave her $5 to borrow the phone. And so when I went to class, I was like, what did he text that phone to say? And then I sent a message, and he was like, he was done, like we couldn't be together no more. His auntie them told him that he can't be with me and all this stuff. And so I was like, okay. Yeah, I thought it was gonna actually be hard for me to get over him, but it really wasn't. Damn, my chest. And so like that next day we I was going up the stairs and he was coming down the stairs, because like we had to pass each other to get to some classes, and he gonna speak to me. He gonna say some, hey Tav, and I looked at him with so much disgust, like, don't fucking speak to me, like you just broke up with me, and then like I had to go through all this stuff with my mama for you to just leave and all this stuff. And I'm just like it wasn't even worth it. Like before he broke up, I thought it was all worth it. I thought like being with him that night and all this stuff was worth getting whatever I got. But it wasn't. And I'm just like, bro, like you wild for that. You wild for that. And so then later on that day, like at the end of the school day, I had ended up getting into it with the person I was supposed to fight or whatever, and he come over there trying to calm me down and all that, and I'm just like, dude, move, get the fuck on before I hit you and all this stuff. So yeah, he just, you know, it is what it is. But he ended up getting with the girl that he kept telling me not to worry about it, that he didn't want. Like 2 days later, they ended up getting together and all this stuff. And so like, well, ever since then we're arguing and stuff. But like lately, these past few months, we ain't really been talking. I didn't see him a couple times, but like we ain't really been talking. I mean, he'll text me about certain stuff like school-wise and all this stuff, and I reply. It ain't no hate or animosity towards him, nothing but love, you know. Everybody still be thinking that I like him and stuff, and that I be asking me, do I want to get back with him? And I was like, nah, I mean, we could be friends, but as far as relationship-wise, I don't want to be with him, none of this stuff. But he cool folks, he cool people now. But yeah, like, I could have got more to detail, but people on here probably try to call the police on somebody, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, that's the story time about how I got caught sneaking out for the first time. Well, I got caught the first time sneaking out, or however y'all want to put it. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn that post notification bell on and give it a ringity dingity ding. And we're out.